Good morning. I'm Gregory Maddox. I'm acting dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Behavioral Sciences here at Texas Southern University. And on behalf of President Crawford and Provost Goodman, I'd like to welcome you all to the unveiling of our new artwork, the replicas of the Biggers murals that are going up around campus. We are extremely grateful to all the support we've received from Commissioner Ellis and for Street Art for Mankind in helping us achieve this. And without further ado, welcome.
Thank you all for coming. I know that there's a big basketball game coming up, so there's practice going on. So you will not have us speak too long at this press conference. If so, you'll see a basketball come through this banner behind me. But I'm Rodney Ellis, and I want to thank you all for being here. After I speak, Dr. Elvia Wardlow is going to come up and speak, and then the folks who are the curators from Street Art for Mankind, Thibault and Audrey Decker, are going to speak. I want to give a warm shout out to Dr. Alan Caldwell, who's here with us today, and she is one of the key people over communications. Did I get it right? Dean is not. He's coming back. Assistant Dean Walker. Give a warm round of applause. And Representative Ron Reynolds, who's going to make a brief comment at the end so those basketballs won't come in. I first want to thank Street Art for Mankind and Texas Southern University and the artists who brought these murals to life. They have worked very hard. We're going to hear from them. I know they're tired. So for students who have passed by, if you watched it on social media, they have been out here from early in the morning, shortly after the sun comes up, and they have stayed until late at night. We even had a small dinner party for them, and it started about 8 o'clock at night, and they came back that night. And I came over to kind of cheer them on, but they have really done an amazing job. Thibault and Audrey are going to introduce them, but they're somewhere. Just wave your hands, give them a shout out. We thank all of the artists who have worked on this, and we appreciate Dr. Elvia Wardlow for getting some of the TSU alumni folks who have also worked with them on these projects. This project is part of a community benefits agreement between my office and Texas Southern University. It's an investment in beautification, history, and public art that strengthens our community. You will notice the change in the streets on the exterior of Texas Southern. Your county dollars invested almost $25 million in landscaping and the streets and the sidewalks around Texas Southern University. And if you just go back 4 years ago and remember what it was like on your car when you went down Cleburne, it has been a vast improvement. I think I read in the paper where Mayor Turner at the time was doing a community benefits agreement with Rice University for some benefits that they wanted, some funding they wanted from the city. And so I thought about it, and the then acting president of Texas Southern University asked if we would go above the initial $15 million we committed to the University of Houston for streets with county money, although it was not a county responsibility, and $15 million for TSU. They wanted another 10. And so that's when I figured we'd do a community benefits agreement. And that's where this funding came from that agreement that we signed and approved at Commissioner's Court, and the Board of Regents here approved it in June of 2022, I believe. Today, we celebrate two kinds of courage that change Harris County and the state of Texas. The vision of Dr. John Biggers and the resolve of Texas Southern University students who sat down at a lunch counter a mile from here so that all of us could stand a lot taller. Those students were Deanna Lott, Guy Boudoir, John Hutchins, Jesse Parvis, Curtis Graves, Holly and Pete Hogebrooks, Clarence Coleman, Eddie Rigsby, Pat Patterson, Doris Brown, and Eldrewy Stearns, who emerged as the leader of that group. Biggers painted the dignity of African Americans on walls. Those students enshrine our dignity into law. Biggers taught us how to envision freedom. The students that I mentioned earlier showed us how to practice it. We unveiled two works today, Jubilee by Dr. Biggers and The Quilting Party by Dr. Biggers. Jubilee lifts up the rhythms of life and culture. Freedom songs, freedom sound made visible. The quilting party honors traditions and the strength passed down through families and neighborhoods. Individual pieces stitched into a common future. In the sit-in, if the sit-in was the stitching of a new social fabric, Biggers gave us the pattern, every square and every part of the story that was essential to have it all sewn together. Both works return us here to Texas Southern University, where Dr. John Biggers built the foundation of the art program at this university. He taught that art is history, art is identity and truth, and the TSU students carried those same lessons into the streets. What Dr. Biggers painted, they performed. What he rendered in color and form, they rendered in courageous protest. I have a personal connection to Texas Southern University. I'm a proud alum of the class of 1975. And Earl Hutton was joking about it earlier, but yes, I did have a football scholarship, but I did not have to go on the field, other than to tutor athletes so that they could keep the GPA that Coach and Dr. Rod Page wanted them to have in order to compete on the field. I know the power of this campus, and I know its legacy. That's why my office was committed to preserving and uplifting this legacy, bringing art that celebrates our history into public spaces so that the people of Harris County and people who come in to visit can encounter it every day and see what generations before us have seen: beauty, history, truth, identity, and a vision of a community where all of us belong. I want to thank Dr. Alvia Wardlow, who has been like a sister to me. I'm a little older. I think that I was one of her dad's favorites when I was here, because I always had some problem. And I can remember going to his office one time telling him what President Sawyer told me I could do. And I remember him telling me, I have tenure, young man. Don't come in here and tell me what President Sawyer told you what I can do. You tell me what you are going to do. But I have known her for a very long time. She is a museum director and curator. Her thesis, her dissertation, is about Dr. John Biggers. She has been so kind and generous to let us do the replicas of John Biggers. The first one, she and Hutton gave me a connection to Hazel Biggers' brother to go and get permission to do that replica, which is at Adair Park in Houston. And after we got permission to do that one, by the time I went back to get permission to do another one, he had given the rights to Texas Southern University. Alvy, he did talk to me before he did it, and he said, I know I'm getting older, and I know the right person to entrust our family's legacy to is Alvia Wardlow. And she wanted it to be through Texas Southern University. So she was kind enough to give us the rights to Starry Crown, which is at the Biggers Center. This one is at Hester House. This one is one that Dr. Biggers, that's a picture of an original he did, which is out at Tom Bass. This is a mural on a building downtown honoring the students whose names are called, who led to protests. And this one by Dr. Biggers is a replica on the Juvenile Justice Center. There is one additional one we've done. T-Bo, you mentioned earlier, I think with these two, it'll put us at 8. It'll put us at 6. There's a replica of the Ghana dancers on what will become the Sylvester Turner building, the old Sacklers building. Is this number right, or are you counting? Yeah, it'll be 8 with these two. See, you didn't have a scholarship to go to Texas Southern. That's your problem. So it will be 8 after these two are done. But would you please welcome the person who has done more than anything else that I can do, she and Earl Hutton in particular, of helping to perpetuate and expose Dr. John Biggers to a whole new generation of people around the world, including right here on the campus of Texas Southern University, Dr. Alvia Wardlow.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm just very, very grateful for this moment. My heart is extremely full because this is truly an historic moment for the university, for our artists and alumni. I want to echo Dean Maddox and thank President Crawford for working on giving permission to have these murals created here on campus, but most especially, I want to thank my brother, Commissioner Ellis, who has demonstrated such a passion for his alma mater. And he continues to bring all kinds of initiatives to Texas Southern. But this one, in creating these murals, bringing these two jewels to our campus is incredibly striking. And I am so grateful that Commissioner Ellis has this kind of vision. I want to thank, of course, Audrey and Thibault Decker for their own vision, their determination, and their willingness to come to Texas Southern and create these murals. So thank you, Audrey and Thibault, for your work. And we are, as I said, the first HBCU to have Street Art for Mankind work in collaboration with us. I have to thank, of course, the artists who, as Commissioner Ellis said, worked day and night. And I am witness to that because I live nearby and I would drive over at 11 o'clock sometimes just to see how they were doing. And there they are, out working, painting, just so determined to get these murals done and to do them in such a beautiful, beautiful, detailed, and expressive manner is a testimony to our TSU art history. I want also to acknowledge the Biggers and Hales families for their efforts in sharing this legacy with not only Texas Southern, but with the world. But now, we are bringing this legacy of John Biggers beyond this campus, because if you drive down Blodgett Street now and you look over across the grounds of Pilgrim Church, you can see Jubilee, and it just sparkles, and you are lifted up just like the images on that mural. I think Dr. Biggers had the concept of ascension as it is expressed in our daily lives. And right now, we need to be ascending in strength and power and love. So for Texas Southern to have this ability to bring this vibrancy to not only our campus, but our community and the world is a very, very special moment. Thank you all so much.
I want you to hear from my curators, Audrey and Thibault Decker. Have done such an amazing job. I think there are probably about 62 or so murals around Houston now. Would you please give a warm round of applause? And I know you'll bring the artists up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Audrey, and with Thibault, we are the Deckers, founders of Street Art for Mankind, a nonprofit organization that we created now 10 years ago to really raise awareness on social and environmental justice. This is really to give each one of us the power to be the change we want to be and we want to see in the world. It's really about art for social change, art as a power to really change the world. We believe that art is a universal language that touches our heart and goes to our head, and from there we can truly take action. It inspires everyone from a child to every generation, and it has been doing so since thousands, if not millions of years. So art is really the universal language we all need in every time of our life, and I would say especially now in this a bit troubled time that we are living currently. So we truly believe in change, we believe in art, we believe in life, and we believe in encounters. And for us, the nonprofit started with an encounter with the Nobel Kailash Satyarthi now in 2015, more than 10 years ago, when we met with the Nobel, who had the Nobel with Malala. So everybody knows Malala, not everybody knows Kailash Satyarthi, but he's the man who got the Nobel with her to fight child labor. And we really took it with Thibaut as a calling, and we were really moved by the story and by what was happening to all these children. So we decided to do a big festival in Miami, where we are based at that time. We brought over 40 artists from all around the world, and we created those big works to inspire everyone. The United Nations heard about it, we still don't know how, and they invited us at the UN to do the first street art exhibition at the United Nations. And you know, the UN is a big family, so we did the first exhibition, the second exhibition. We started to do murals outside. We started to do murals around the world, whether it's with UNESCO, UNEP, the World Food Program, etc. And now we probably do over 60 murals every year to really inspire everyone on all these issues. So that was like one of the encounters. Another very important encounter for us was obviously with Commissioner Rodney Ellis right here. It was back during the pandemic. We were painting the mural with the World Food Program on hunger, and Commissioner Rodney Ellis on his bike came and started to talk with us with his genuine and loving approach, and that's how I started a relationship and mural that now we have 62. With those one, I think it's going to be 64. With 64 murals in Houston, and the series that we're doing in Houston actually has become popular around the country and even around the world. Actually, we were just invited to feature some of the work at the National Building Museum in Washington, D.C. as a proof of the resilience and the vitality that art and public art can bring to a city. So that was a big honor for us. So encounters are really key. Also, of course, meeting with Alvia Wardlow has been very, very special for us. Alvia, of course, is a very respected, talented curator and also a wonderful human being, and also meeting with Earl. And I have to say that with those new murals, but also the 6 first one that we did, and showing them every time to Alvia and to Earl, and see if they like it. For us, it was super important. It was really part of something really, really special for us, so that was really, really important. And while we were talking about encounters, and as we are right now in the footsteps of John Biggers, I just would like to remind the key people who have been important for him as well. So when he started at the Hampton Institute, there was this man, Victor Lowenfield, right? And he was actually coming from, you know, it was a war, Nazi time. He was Jewish, so he came to America, and he was really the man who inspired John Biggers to do art. Then, of course, Charles Wright, and then, as you may know, UNESCO has been super important. Again, the UN, but it has been super important in the life of John Biggers since it inspired him to really develop his art. So it's a bit full circle for us also somehow. So I just wanted to mention that part as well. Thibaut? Maybe you want to talk more about the beautiful work that brings us together today.
Hi, everyone. So Thibaut, I don't know what I can add. Actually, you probably touched every point possible. So yeah, that's what we do in terms of art. Maybe my role is more to talk about the 2 pieces that you have out there, and for you to meet the actual artists behind it, because it is an honor to paint Biggers across the U.S., we hope the world. But it's even more an honor to come here, where he was teaching, to actually remind everybody of the influence that he has had in American painting. And I think TSU should be super proud to have that master here. It is an honor for us that, you know, see a lot of painters to be able to replicate his work that is so complicated, so complex. And we pull our hair every day because we see so many details, and I'm sure all the artists are going to come here and talk about it, but it's incredible. His art is just very inspiring, even for us that continue to paint, and has inspired a lot of people. So let me first bring, because maybe this is where I can add something. So let me bring here the artists that are behind. So I'm going to call Alex Arzu, if you want to call here. I'm going to call Bimbo Adenumba, and please each time give them a huge round of applause, because I'll explain why and what they've been finding. Ade Odumfa, if you're here also. Matthew Jean-Baptiste. Mac. Bishop Leon, Linda Hinojos should be here, and I think I should have the entire team right here. So this is the team. So I'm going to tell you, so we're painting two very important murals of Biggers, and we chose those pieces maybe because we're a bit crazy, because they're super complicated. And if we had to do pieces here, they had to have meaning, but they had to be technically super difficult. So the first one that you will discover after, right behind this building, is called Quilting Party. Quilting Party is painted today, so the result that you will see by Alex Arzu, right here, Bimbo Adenugba, right here, Matthew Jean-Baptiste, and Mac Bishop Leon. Thank you, Mouya, for coming. I forgot you almost. The second one that you'll be able to see is called Jubilee. So Jubilee is being painted by Ade Odumfa. Linda Hinojos, who's also TSU like Mac, which I forgot to say. And Mouya, who came actually directly from Atlanta to come and help us because we were struggling. And so it's a performance because it's been 10, 11 days of work. Waking up at 6 a.m., starting the mural at 7, being there up to midnight with lights and trying to do our best to finish that piece, which is, I mean, Biggers, it's taken him, what, 5, 6 years to do, which, again, he was coming back to do even more details. But it's a performance for all of us to be able to do this. We're not yet finished, but we're very close. And that's probably a treat that you can see also the process today. So, by the way, just a little note, the piece that you have here that you can see in downtown is actually from Alex Arzu, right here. And the pieces that you see around, this one has been also, you participated. This one has been painted by Bimbo also, and Ade also here. So they've been participating to all these replicas that we've been doing around. I talk way too much, that's why they put me last anyway. But let me maybe give the mic to all of them so they can talk a bit more about their experience out there, that blistering heat, and the rest I'm going to start with you, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, it's a very special moment for me to be here. I'm not much of a speaker, I would say, but the honor is incredible to be here on TSU campus, to be part of a HBC mural, to even work on the legacy of John Biggers. I didn't know John Biggers' work, but I did know John Biggers' work, if that makes any sense. When I was in high school, I was thumbing through one of my art books, and there was a piece of a man who, an older man, and he had a boy on his lap. And I drew that piece, and my mom still has it. And then years later, I was with Commissioner Ellis, and I was looking through that book, and I saw it, and it was John Biggers' work. So to me, it just kind of like, wow, full circle. I also went to the University of Houston, graduated from there with architecture, and I think it was like 2010 or so, I worked on the Science and Technology building. And that was my first time coming here on campus, and I was completely, I felt like I was in Mecca, actually. I was walking on campus, and I just saw all of this Black excellence, and I was like, man, I love it here, you know? And then here I am again. And a couple of weeks ago, I did an appearance with Xfinity on this campus. So this campus is very, very special to me. And it's really amazing to be a part. And I'm sorry, I am talking longer than I want to. But let me pass it to Bimbo. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you all. Not to repeat what Alex already said, it's a great honor for me to migrate all the way from Africa, now stepping in the shoe of the great maestro, John Biggers, and being like in a relay race, you know, helping to pass the baton to the next generation, because he has done that. I realize some of the students, even in the campus, don't even know who he was, and because of this, I'm sure a lot of them is going to, you know, really recognize how great a person that passed through here. And more so to that, every time I have opportunity to do his work, it actually helps to connect me to the soul and the spirit of the culture of the black race. Now, I'll say it like this: the black race of the tribe that is called African American. And that's a great honor for me. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Adele Dunfa, and I'm honored to be here. I came into the United States 2 years ago. I was doing public art in Nigeria, but I never thought of the fact that I'll be doing public art again, coming here. Well, I just thought I'll come here and struggle until until I get the American dream. But meeting Bimbo and I have been friends for over 20 years in Nigeria, so it was easy to connect me to the art here, and especially to Thibaut and the team. I'm very grateful, and working on John Biggers. I've been assisting Bimbo now for about 2 years. Yeah, but this is the first time I'll be handling a whole wall to myself. I know with the help of Linda and Muiwa, well, the journey is still on. Thank you very much.
My name is Matthew Jean-Baptiste, and I'm here by way of Haiti. It's such an honor to be participating in this project. Handling a John Biggers, and Thibaut welcomed me with the most difficult one, so I was not expecting to be welcoming the team with such difficult piece like that, but I've been having fun out there. I got my 10 already, so it's kind of, we're heading in there. So I lost my mom a couple weeks ago, and I've been using this piece as a sense of therapy to kind of ease my way back into the studio. I was going to lock myself in the studio and just shut my life off, just turn away from the world. But this piece of John Biggers and working alongside of these brothers kind of keep me as a sense of therapy and keeping everything going. Pray for me, and we'll be out there, keep rocking this piece. So it's such an honor, and I wish I could have met John Biggers, because looking at these ladies in that piece out there, I think I kind of see a connection of these people by way of Haiti, by way to Africa and all that. So I wish I could have spent time with John Biggers, but maybe in a whole nother life. So it's such a privilege to work on this piece. Thank you so much, Thibaut and Commissioner Rodney Ellis, for putting this initiative together. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Linda Nojos, an alumni from last year, just graduated, TSU. Yay. And it is, first I want to say thank you to Thibaut and Audrey just for following your heart and just doing what we always want as artists, is that to have an impact with our art. So thank you. And this has really been, as an artist, a dream of mine as I've been attending TSU, to have murals here and to always hear about John Biggers and, study his work and see it. It's just, I can't put it into measure words, the opportunity to actually recreate his work. And even though we haven't finished yet, it's really a tribute to him being such a great artist and the complexity to challenge us artists. So it's really even more of an honor to conquer that as artists. So thank you very much for the opportunity. And I have to speak about the effect of the students. I've noticed they have been very interested in what the artwork is, what it means, asking me questions. Why are they doing that? What are they doing? What is the name? Who did that? And for the art, being next and close to the art department, for the students to see that quality and that just great imagination and complexity and work that an artist came from TSU, is really inspirational, and it's going to carry on from years and inspire the next John Biggers, and and just elevate TSU in itself, because art, that's what it does. So I just thank you again for this opportunity. Can't wait to paint more, and just thank you. Hope everybody enjoys the work.
My name is Mac Leon Bishop, Texas Southern alumni. I'd like to say, when I first started painting murals years back when I was in the military, and it just kind of something that kept going, and helped me to realize that there's a potential canvas on every surface. And so all the way up until 2 years back, I lost my little brother who was really a big fan of anything creative. And I was, okay. And as I was working on a project, and come that New Year's, I got a phone call about 3 o'clock in the morning, just as I finished a mural project, and my brother was giving me praise the day before about how we contributed to that project as a team. And the phone call told me that he had passed away. And that made me angry. I didn't see, it was difficult for me to look at a project like that for a while. I just had to put it out of my mind because it was something that was a bit difficult for me to face, because I would look at a wall or look at a project and I would see his face, and it's just something that just ended up being some sort of a barrier for me. But then I got a phone call from a brother named Thibault Decker, and he mentioned this name of someone who's been deeply profound in my life. She saw me one day pushing a little kid in a stroller with a backpack on, and she kind of took me under her wing and just kind of gave me the ropes, and I was a knucklehead here and there every once in a while, but the relationship turned out to be somewhat of a mother-son relationship. And I'd like to thank you for that, Dr. Warlaw. When I would have classes with her, I would always look for the back seat, the last row, because I didn't like talking very much. And she knew that I was trying to be slick so I could try to slide out the back of the classroom at a certain time. And for some reason, she'd always make mental note to call me just before I could take that opportunity and slide out of the classroom. And Matt, could you mind coming up here, giving a few words? And I was like, oh, man. But, she made sure to make a priority of seeing that I remained engaged. And I appreciate that. I'm still a work in progress, but the love was real. The love was there and visible, and it's something that I'll never forget. I'm proud to be here with my Texas Southern University family, and I look forward to looking for ways to make this university proud.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Thibault, for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this project. I actually came in from Atlanta, Georgia, where I do my, studio practice and, pick on secular job. Bimbo and I have been friends actually from all the way back in Nigeria. We work together in the studio, in this art studio and all of that. So when he got to United States, and we connected back again, and we talk on phone and all of that, and he told me about this, mural work, and I'll be like, is that you looking so tiny facing that wall and working on that wall? He said, yes. This is my first time actually, doing some type of, mural work. So I was like, okay, I hope one day I'm going to join you and we're going to be on that wall working together. So when the opportunity came, he told me that, would I want to come down and assist Ade, on his mural piece? On his mural job. I said, why not? But I'll be right over. He told me, the very day he told me was the very day I jump on, I catch the plane, and, got here to Houston. That was like 3 days ago. So this is my third day, working with them on the project, and I'm enjoying it, except for the scorching sun. So, but I think I'm going to get used to it with time. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to work with them.
Wardlow.
I just have a very short but important addendum. Access to water, small storage, access to a restroom, access to electricity. These are the kinds of support systems that were needed to give these artists the opportunity to create. So I want to thank at this time, I think Chad Stewart is still here. I want to thank Chad Stewart and his team, and Melanie Jackson and her team for making all of these support systems available 24 hours a day for the last 2 weeks. So thank you, TSU family.
Thank you, thank you. I know there's a basketball game coming and we're going to win. I want to thank all of you all for being here. I want to hear from Provost Goodman, and he will introduce other folks from TSU. It's important that the TSU family protect this mural. We're going to put some protective coating on it, and it's important for you to be inspired. And remember, this is to honor those students that integrated this city and the ripple effect, and to honor John Biggers. But more than anything else, it is to inspire you. Provost Goodman.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I want to say thank you all for being here. I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the Provost Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs here at the Texas Southern University. I've been here really for 2 years, and when I first got here 2 years ago, I have the, really the blessing of being in Hannah Hall. And being in Hannah Hall, for those who may not know, really the murals that we have there from our students and others, it's just amazing, number one. But then really, as I got the chance really to understand and learn TSU and who we are, and understanding John Biggers, being the founder of really our art department, and what he has, being a visionary, number one, is just truly amazing. And then really having that impact on our students. I always tell people when I go through Hannah Hall each and every day, when you look at art in particular, you see something today, but in tomorrow you see something totally different. And that's the uniqueness about an artist and the work that they're doing. And so really having these murals placed here in this building, on the outside, really for those who are passing by, I hope they really see the same thing that I see, that you don't see the same thing differently twice. You normally would see something totally different because of just the artistry that has been put in there. I want to thank, number one, definitely Commissioner Ellis for your vision and your help. I definitely want to thank Dr. Warlaw for just in the museum and just all the things you've done for this university and continue to promote the artistry that we have for our students. I also want to thank you all as the artists really for putting this together. It could not have been done if you weren't here, and definitely thank for you all's vision and support for that as well. Definitely I want to thank our senator here as well, definitely for being here, as always being here. And I also want to just introduce some of our deans who definitely are supportive of this as well. Definitely Dr. Dean Maddox for our co-labs. Definitely Dr. Roshan, who's part of our SOPA dean here. And our newest interim dean for School of Communication we have is Dr. Caldwell. So on behalf of our president, Admiral James Crawford, who could not be here, he's actually doing some other things within the university right now. Definitely our amazing, outstanding faculty members, our over 9,000 student population that we have currently, and our amazing staff. I want to say thank you for being here, and thank you for the opportunity that you have provided us, and not just for our students, but for the university and our community at large. Thank you all.
I want to thank the president of this university as well. I showed over here one day looking at these walls that Dr. Alvy Wartlow identified. And so I was trying to get in to see the president, and they said, well, he can see you in the next hour. I said, well, I'm in kind of biking gear. They said, well, everybody knows how you look in it. He was taping his podcast, his TV deal, so I went over and spent a good 30 minutes with him, and he immediately said, let's do it. And I want to thank him. It's not easy for someone, a president, to trust somebody with their walls. And Tebow and Audrey, this will be 62 times somebody has trusted us with their walls. And the chairman of the board, I called him and took him out looking at art downtown one day. And so they couldn't be here because we set the press conference up trying to figure out when they'd be finished. And so we moved it a couple of times, and we just didn't want to move it again, but I do appreciate them. One of the things in that community benefits agreement, by the way, that I had the good sense after spending $25 million of your county money on city streets was to institutionalize the internship program that I started, the Texas Legislative Internship Program. The last speaker you hear from is a product of that program, and I'm just so proud of Ron Reynolds, and it just makes the case. I never would have known he would have ended up where he is with the way he acted in that internship program when he was a student at Texas Southern University. Representative Ron Reynolds.
Well, Commissioner Ellis, I will tell you, if it wasn't for that internship program, as a student here at Texas Southern University, I definitely would not be here today as a state legislator. So I bring you greetings today as chair of the Texas Legislative HBCU Caucus and chair emeritus of the Texas Legislative Black Caucus. And it brings my heart warm with joy to be on the campus that really gave me my foundation. I want to thank Commissioner Ellis for his vision, for bringing this type of transformational art to Texas Southern University and the trade. And I want to thank Dr. Warlow. I want to thank Street Art for Mankind. I want to thank all of the people who had a hand in this. This is going to be transformational for the optics of this university. And to honor a legendary Dr. Biggers is amazing. And to have these international artists and alumnus of this university to have a hand in it, it really sends a great message to the students and those who dream of being artists that you can do this, that you can dream big. And so I want to thank everyone, including the president and the Board of Regents, because this is the type of black excellence that represents Texas Southern University. So I don't want any student that's hearing this to think this is normal. This is, I can guarantee you can look it up, you can Google it. There's not many universities in this country that will have this type of art on their campus. So be proud, be Texas Southern Tiger proud. So again, finally, Commissioner Ellis, thank you for investing the resources, the $25 million that's been entrusted to you for the benefit of this community. Oftentimes we talk about what's wrong in our community, but this is a great asset to this university and this Third Ward community. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing the conclusion as you guys finish it up. Thank you.
So we're going to go out and do a photo by both murals. It's a little hot. And then there will be a reception, right? Oh, we're not going to have a reception? I got to go to my doctor's appointment so I can live a long time. You enjoy these murals. You have your reception. Oh, you pay for your lunch. We won't pay for it. And they're going to take a break, because I know they went here late last night. Take a break and come on back and finish when it cools off and get this damn mural done. Next 2 days, we've got to pay for those lists. Thank you very much. I love you. I love Texas Southern University. One quick photo, all of us. Pull you all around here. Take this down. Get that mural.